Put this down a little bit. Okay. Fixing that. Okay. All right. Put that stuff in. Okay. Hello, hello. I think we're good there. Hi. Hi, Kim. How are you? Let me see. This always makes... Yeah, that works. Okay, cool. Yeah, that works. You did. Yeah, you got my name right. My name is Angelica. Thank you for that. Hello, hello, hello. I'm a little late to the party today, getting a late start. But we'll do some readings for about an hour or so. And yeah, I think we're good there. Let me just check some things. Looks like we're good. Okay. All right. Hello. Happy, what is it? Wednesday? Happy Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. Yeah. Happy Wednesday. How are you all? My name is Angelica from Infinite Love Healing. That is my own little like healing business where I do a lot of different healing work and energy work, self-realization, shadow work, a lot of different things there. And sorry, I was checking something on my phone. I'm like, oh. But yeah, my name is Angelica from Infinite Love Healing. And really, essentially, I would say, you know, the term that I typically use is Ascended Master Healer. And that really just, to me, that means I have done this. I have trained and studied for many, many lifetimes in order to be here on Earth during this really chaotic and exciting time of ascension and awareness and awakening, to help others and support others in their own empowerment and self-awareness journey. Hi, Jillian. Jillian's always here. I love to have you here, Jillian. So welcome to all of those who are here. We're going to be doing some free readings. And if you ever are more like interested in having a more in-depth one-on-one, you know, either healing session, I offer many different kinds of healing sessions and energy work, or just a private reading. You can do that through the links in my bio, through my website. What we were going to do. Okay, so the way that I work for the free readings is that I just let my intuition kind of guide me. So if you are interested in a free reading, leave your name, leave a comment with your name, and let me know, like, do you have a question? Is it just general? Are you open? Is it love, health, career? What are you interested in? And I found the more specific you can be, that will elicit a more specific response. But you know, go with your own guidance. What do you want to know? And so the way that I work is I let my own intuition guide me. So if you don't get picked, please don't take it personal. It's really just kind of working towards, you know, since we're in a group, really what happens is when we're in a group together, sometimes you might not specifically get picked to be read, but someone else's message might resonate for you. If that happens, take it. If it doesn't resonate, don't take it. But you know, that's how we work as humans and as a collective consciousness here. So yeah. What was I going to say? Okay, so if I do pick you, and somehow you get booted off the live or the Wi-Fi goes crazy or whatever, just know that I do upload all of my lives onto my YouTube channel, and they are typically available at least by the next day, typically by the nighttime, because you got to wait for the whole TikTok to do its thing and upload the video or whatever and all the things. So all of my videos, my replays can be found there. And the other part of that is there's no real line or, order or list, because I do just let my intuition kind of guide me. However, if you do want to skip the line, so to speak, the minimum donation is $20, okay, to do that. And if you do end up donating to skip the line, please let me know in the comments, because I don't always get the notification on my end right away, okay? All right. So, thank you guys for commenting. Please share out the live, like the live. If you don't follow me, please give me a follow. And I'm going to start scanning the comments. I'm going to get me some water, and then I'm just going to scan the comments. There's a lot of good readings. Oh, there's a lot of good comments on here. Hello, Mandy. Welcome here. Thank you guys for liking the live. I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing it out. Typically what I'm finding that I need to do is like ground, come back. Okay, I'm actually seeing someone in my head. Thank you. Thank you for the sweet comments about my hair. I seen someone, I feel like it was health, who wanted a health reading, because I was seeing health in my eyeballs when I closed them. Oh, is it Jessie? I feel like I was seeing something very specific. I think it might be you, Jessie. Okay, so Jessie, you're asking about health. It's you. I'm gonna go with you. Okay. All right, if I do, I'm just kind of looking through the things to see if something else is sticking out at me. So if I do call you, please let me know. Please let me know that you're still here. So Jessie, can you kind of like give me a wave or something, just to let me know that you're here, because you wanted a health reading and I was feeling you. And then we can go to there. Okay, there you are. Thank you for that. Okay, Jessie. Okay, I found you, and you said health. So please know that before I begin, I'm definitely not here to say, to please be empowered in your own choices, no matter what information might come in here. I'm definitely not like a healthcare professional or anything like that. I just simply read energy, and I will relay those messages in the best way that I can. So please also, do your own due diligence to follow your own intuition and your own guidance. If you feel like called to see a certain healthcare professional or whatever, on top of that, please be empowered in your own choices, because it's your life. You know what I mean? It's important that I always instruct people to, I'm here as maybe an extra voice, but always go with your own intuition, your own guidance, and please take responsibility for your own life. I do not want your power. I'm not here to take away your power. Okay. So Jesse, now that now that we've done the things, Jesse. So I'm gonna do a scan. Actually, even without doing the scan, what I'm feeling coming in right away is I'm taken to the solar plexus. And to me, when I tune into the solar plexus, that's usually an indication for me that there is something going on with the nervous system. It feels stressed and even possibly dysregulated. A lot of people have this, a dysregulated nervous system, and it feels like this also plays into anxiety and a lot of, you could say, unnecessary stress, anxiety, and that can also lead into like panic attacks. So that's the biggest, that is the thing that is coming to me to begin with, okay? This feels like the invitation, excuse me. This feels like the invitation to begin to bring a greater awareness to the health of your nervous system and regulating your nervous system, okay? Is there anything specific here? It feels like strengthening the nervous system will actually help regulate other systems in your body. I am not a healthcare professional. I don't exactly know how all of the biology works. That's just something that's coming through. Okay, it feels like once the nervous system is kind of set or more regulated, regulating the emotions, regulating, your breathing, regulating if you feel like you're in a high pressure or a high stress situation, regulating your nervous system with your breathing. Okay, so remember you can regulate your nervous system through your breathing. There might be a lot of, it just feels like bringing your attention back to your breath and regulating yourself, your nervous system, your emotions through that. That's not to say don't feel your feelings or your emotions that are coming up. It's just to say that's going to be one of a tool that is being offered to begin to like regulate the nervous system, because it's playing into the anxiety. I don't know if there's quite panic attacks, but it's just saying regulating that is going to help that. And then the other piece of this is saying, like, when we do have anxiety, that is typically an indication that there are some things, some old wounds that need to be processed. Because typically when we have anxiety and even it starts to manifest into panic attacks, what I found, because it's all energy, right? It's all energy. So on an energetic level, there is energy being suppressed. Typically that's emotional energy, okay? Or even mental energy. And that's, the energies might start becoming entangled or operating in a way that isn't conducive to robust health or vitality or like functioning optimally. Okay. So the other side of that is it does also feel like there's some, I'm actually feeling to pull a card around that. There's some old things that are being suppressed or have been repressed that it's like, this is why this is happening. It's part of your system wanting to reconcile and unblock the energy. So what's going on with is this the root cause? What is this? Okay, something flipped over in there. Oh, a couple of cards flipped over in there. Is that all? Okay, yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. That's interesting. So this is on the top. They actually flipped over together. This is on the top. So it feels like on the surface, there's joy, bliss, right? There's also deep emotions. Do you see that? Deep emotions. This is on the bottom. This is underneath. This feels like energetically underneath, feeling isolated, feeling lonely, feeling restricted, fearful, antisocial. So there's some things that definitely want to come up and be processed and reconciled. There's some things definitely there to, I would say, to reckon with. If that is, I haven't seen if you have messaged or replied at all. It doesn't look like, bum, bum, bum. Okay, I just wanted to see. Okay, Jessie says yes, but it's contributing to the anxiety and the dysregulated nervous system. This stuff underneath, what is this? This stuff underneath, I'm like, wait, what is it? This stuff underneath, this like paralyzed by fear, this loneliness, this paranoia, this restriction, the restriction of energy. I'm not actually getting anything, super detailed or in depth right now, because it's just like a real quickie, but it's contributing. It feels like it's contributing pretty significantly to the dysregulation, because typically we learn from a very young age in our formative years, through our parents or the people around us, how to regulate our emotions, how to regulate our nervous system, how to meet our needs, etc., etc., etc. And so it feels like somewhere along the way, that dysfunction was either passed on or projected in a way that is now causing this manifestation that needs to be dealt with. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Hi, Charlotte. All right. Melanie asked, what are my prices? So I'm doing free readings, and that means I just kind of let my intuition kind of guide me. However, if you do want to skip the line, the minimum donation is $20. Okay. I'm doing well, Charlotte. How are you, my love? And all of those links can be found in my bio. Okay. All right. So let's kind of go on. Oh, I do also want to say, I recently found out yesterday that, the only thing I don't do is fertility or pregnancy readings. I'm so sorry. But like, there's so many people out there that do it. It's just not my bag. It's not my bag, baby. I'm not really good at it. I mean, I'm okay at it, but like, I don't know. I don't want to get into it. Okay. The other announcement I do have is that I did find out yesterday that there is an account impersonating me that is messaging people directly for readings. If this happens and it's saying Angel Fire Star Child or what this person is contacting you, please know that this is not me. Please report this account. I did post a video about this So you can go, I literally pinned it on my profile. So please go and watch that, because there's several profiles there that I would like to have taken down from TikTok, because it's they're impersonating me, and one of these people have quite a bit of followers, and I don't want anybody to get scammed. Please know that I will never, ever, ever message you directly for a reading. All of my clients come to me organically because they are guided to. Okay? I will never do that. I just don't want people to get scammed, and I would like the awareness to be spread so that people know that, to be aware that this account is out there. Okay, so let's get on with some readings. Yeah, it sucks, but it happens. I feel like when you get to a certain amount of followers, then it kind of happens. To me, I see it as one of the shadow sides of the age of Aquarius. And that's why we have to be very discerning and very, vigilant in being able to discern what is really, truly, real and true and authentic, and what is, maybe a scam or whatever. And that's, in my opinion, that is just like doing our inner work and being able to see the illusions that we might have in our own self, so that we can actually perceive the illusions that are going on outside of us. Georgia Bell. What kind of reading would you like, my love? I'm feeling called to you. Ooh. Oh, okay. I was like, Vanessa. I was like, I thought it was Van Ness, like almost like Van Nuys. I was like, that's such a pretty name. How cool. Okay. All right, mediumship. All right. Okay, so I don't want to know who you want to come through. So I'm just gonna tune in and see what comes through. Okay, so hold on. Let me look at your picture again. Okay, great. You said mediumship. All right. All right. So I'm definitely connected to you. And the first coming through very strongly, I will say, is I do have an energy to my right coming through very strongly. And to me, someone on the right side, or a presence on my right side, is indicative of a masculine energy. Okay. And this actually presents as more of like a father figure. I don't know if this is your father, but it does present as a father figure type. Okay. I get a really brief picture of glasses. Is this a mustache? Yeah, I feel like there's a mustache there as well. I get glasses, mustache. I don't know if the glasses were those kind of glasses that kind of change shade in the light. When the light is out, it's like almost they almost turn to sunglasses. I kind of get that whole picture. Does this kind of make sense? Yes, 100%. Okay, this person is coming through for you. They, is this, can you, so let me ask, is this indeed your father, or is this just like a father figure? For whatever reason, I'm feeling called to get a confirmation from you of who this person is, to kind of really kind of hone in, I guess, a little bit more. But this person is coming in very, very strongly. Typically, when I do readings for mediumship, I get more like the personality you know, or sometimes images so I can describe the person so you like know and can confirm that this person is indeed the one that's coming through. I have found that in doing mediumship, I don't typically get details of like how the person died or things like that. Okay. So I typically usually find other, I typically tune into other details that come through. Okay. But it's just definitely like this father figure is coming through and wanting to say like, hey, this is me. Okay. The other part that this, you know, this person that he would like you to know is that he is around you often, often, very often. And there is a, oh, excuse me, 1 second. Okay. There is a significance around birds. It feels like, as I'm interpreting this, I would interpret it as like this person might send you a lot of birds, or you might find a lot of birds around, or when birds are around, you might think of this person. Okay, that's kind of how I would interpret it or translate it. This feels like birds, because I'm literally seeing like an image of a bird. Okay, and so that's would be my symbol for like, hey, I send this person birds. Or, you know, this person is, I'm around when, you know, this person sees birds, something along those lines. Okay. So it's kind of like more of a confirmation is like, if you do see birds and you're thinking about this person or whatever, it's like this person is going to be highly associated with birds. Okay. And I'm even seeing, I'm not seeing like anything big and flashy. I'm actually seeing like almost like a robin, but maybe smaller. Um, but kind of like a robin. Okay. So I don't know if robins are significant, but like it's not quite a robin. It would be like a smaller, more finch type bird, but like brown and gray type of birds. Okay. That is what I see. And that is like a confirmation of like this is me. Okay. This is how maybe to know like I'm here. This is how to know like I'm here because I'm giving you signs. Um, and this actually feels, when I feel into it a little bit deeper, it's almost like the word I hear is coaxing. This comes through really funny. It's almost like I'm coaxing her to, you know, use more of her other senses and to feel into and to like be more aware of what's going on and the synchronicities or the like using your extra senses. Okay. It feels like I'm coaxing her. It comes through very funny, in a very funny way. I like the way this feels. There's a lot of love there. And there's also a lot of guidance of like, hey, I'm here on the other side. On the other side, supporting you and supporting that openness and that awareness to tune into those deeper realms of like synchronicity and signs and to be able to translate. And so it does feel like there's also an indication or what's the word? It feels like there is this highlighting around opening your gifts, your abilities, because it feels like that's already there. It's just like a refinement, a honing in of those abilities and like a deepening of those abilities that you already have. Okay. So it feels like this person is actually helping and acknowledging that he's helping and supporting you and coaxing you, trying to coax you into opening up those abilities. There is also another acknowledgement of it is all in your own time and your own timing. So it's not to say like you're being forced to, but it's just this really like I'm helping on this side to help you open up your gifts, your abilities. Okay. And the deeper awareness and the symbols that come in and out of our life that we can utilize in order to translate and what are the words here? I feel like I'm losing the words, but I feel like you understand what I mean because I feel like you get it. I feel like you get it. I kind of get of like that's all for now, but this person, this gentleman did want to come in and say, "This is me. I'm here. I'm there." Do you want me to give? This and always know. Okay, all right, thank you. I had to listen for a minute. Just always know, because this is like the usually the typical thing. That it's like it's always important to know that you have the connection. You don't need someone like me. That can be like a catalyst to be like to go deeper, but you don't need someone like me. And also know that like you have a ton of support on the other side. This person was just coming through as like the figurehead or the ambassador, or it comes in a very kind of like lighthearted manner of like, yeah, I came here lighthearted but strong, came here to be the one to come through to be like, hey, we're here. You do have support. There's a lot of crazy things coming. Crazy. There's a lot of shifting and movement coming, but like also know that you have a whole team of support in spirit that are supporting, guiding, assisting you. Okay. Okay. And then I'm like, that's it. And he's actually stepping out of my field now. Thank you. I'm just gonna kind of thank him. Thank you for showing up. Okay. All right. So that was, who was I reading? I don't even remember who I was reading. But yeah. Let me know how that resonates, my dear. Oh, Georgia. All right. Georgia Bellish said, "Oh my God, yes. Oh wow. Okay." And yeah, I thank you for substantiating that. Like, kind of, yeah. That was the person. I never seen your comments of like if it really was in fact your father or just a father figure of someone that was in your life that passed. But I'm so glad that I could bring forth that person for you, or that person came forward for you, and you can find comfort and acknowledgement and confirmation that person is there in your life, is still there. They're still there. Someone asked, can I ask, hold on. Oh, your father-in-law. Okay, I was gonna say it's definitely a father type figure. God, that makes so much sense. Okay. It came very, I'm father figure. Okay, I'm glad that makes sense. Thank you for the roses. Someone did ask, hold on. I think someone asked something about, oh, can I ask how you trained this gift? A lot of different ways. I'm just really sensitive. I would say I'm really, really sensitive. My main gifts are that I'm extremely empathic, so I'm clairsentient, I'm very clairaudient, and I'm claircognizant. So I see, or no, not see. I do see things sometimes, but clairvoyance is actually my secondary. It's not as strong as my hearing, feeling, and knowing. So I hear, feel, and know, and then through that, it kind of like I have to translate and kind of figure out how to discern the energy. I would say the biggest thing to train abilities and stuff like that is to you gotta face your shit, and you gotta look at your shadow, because a lot of our shadow parts or our wounded parts are holding on to or are resistant to opening up those things, because they hold fear or they hold pain or they hold hurt in some way. There's a lot of different ways to train that gift, but I did briefly train in mediumship, but I didn't do like the group stuff. It's just something that comes kind of naturally for me, honestly. It's almost like I can't not do it. I can't not. Okay, so let's go on with the reading. If you do pay or donate for a reading, please let me know in the comments, so that I can get to you first. Thank you for the roses, my dear. My dearsies. Okay, my number one gifter. I'm gonna read you, Erica. Whew, yeah, it's definitely you. Erica, can you confirm that you're still on the live, my dear, please? And then we'll read. You said a love reading with Jason. And so when it comes to love readings, okay, you're here. Cool. Thank you. When it comes to love readings and any reading, again, I will always say, please be empowered in your own choices. I can only tune into the connection of how I feel it. And if it doesn't resonate, don't fucking take it, okay? You said, who am I reading? Kate, will you keep? I'm really interested to kind of tune into what's going on there. I'm gonna go into Erica. Duh. All right, cool. Erica. But Katie, you said that you're being woken up by yelling in your ear. I don't want to go into too much there yet, but comment after that. After I stick around, okay, stick around, because I'm gonna go with Erica first. But I'm feeling called to read you as well. Okay, so Erica. All right, Erica, you said love reading with Jason. Okay. All right, so first, okay. Tuning into the connection, okay? I immediately got like, not the greatest pain in the back of my head. To me, that kind of, and then I kind of heard the word like headache. It feels like there is, how to interpret this, how to translate. It does feel like feeling into the, let me kind of feel in a little bit more. Like, but I wanted to like put that out there because that's the first thing that came in. It was like all of a sudden, like I felt like I was being hit in the back of the head. Okay. And to me, I guess when I kind of put it that way, that feels like almost like being blindsided. So I don't know if there is something that has come up recently or even in the past with a relationship that you felt blindsided by, of like, this person is telling me this or I'm finding this out, and then it's like it feels like literally getting hit in the head with information, and it's like, wait, what the fuck? Okay. I want to see if that, okay. All right. I don't get any feelings of like this is necessarily negative or positive. It just feels like I'm getting hit with a lot of information and there's a pain in the back of my head. So let me just kind of tune in more. I'm going to tune in specifically to the connection. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Hold on. Hold on. There's a lot of information. So let me kind of get this right. See if I can get this right. It feels like there's a lot of kind of back and forth. There's a lot of things to maybe work on. And then like I hear like almost like another voice come in. Well, that's typical of relationships, right? You know, there's definitely, you got to put in work. There's got to be some kind of, you know, coming to meet each other in the middle and, you know, some balancing. And then there's this other thing that comes in of, I feel like, I don't know if this is you or this other, or Jason, it does feel like there is this belief or this pattern or behavior of feeling like things need to be, or making things harder than they actually need to be, or believing that things need to be harder than they actually need to be because it's a relationship and because it's a closer relationship. There has to be struggle and strife in order to progress forward. And the part that I get with that is like, that is one way that we can learn and progress forward, but we can also learn through joy, through harmony, through unity, meeting each other in the middle. We can also learn through joy. One of the things that we can get stuck in is believing that we have to learn through polarity and we have to learn through struggle and challenge. That is simply just one way to learn. It's not all of the ways, okay? That's part of the other thing that I'm feeling here. Overall, the connection, it feels like there's been a foundation built. At the same time, there is this overarching belief, whether it's something that you both share or it's one or the other, of like, well, it either needs to be harder than it is, or it is harder than it needs to be. Something I can't quite put my finger on the exact terminology or the exact kind of belief that's going on here, but it does feel like that belief is adding more stress to the relationship, to the connection than really needs to be, or that is actually really necessary. And that's not to judge or say like, oh, this is wrong, this is bad. It just feels like it does feel like it is something that can be cleared up. However, both parties have to be willing and able to do that. Willing and ready and able to do that, and to meet each other and to like work on whatever internal individual stuff that needs to be sussed out, excavated, in order to harmonize that relationship connection in a more like harmonious, deeper way. But I would say that's kind of what I get. Let's see if there's a card that kind of sees. Oh, somebody paid on Cash App. Okay, cool. Thank you. Pay. Let's see. All right, live reading. Let me know did you say Ashley? Yeah, Ashley. Ashley, let me know what kind of reading you want. Okay. Thank you for the donation, by the way. Okay. Whoa. Yeah. So going back to the reading that I was doing, this is the feeling that I feel. Excess. It feels like a little bit too much, a little bit too much. Imbalance. Okay, we have self-indulgent, selfish, imbalance. Really, the word that I actually am super called to is, where can I find it? Imbalance. Imbalance. And it feels like, some internal work needs to be done in order to like really harmonize and balance the relationship out. But it does feel like there's been a pretty strong connection. I feel like going forward, the invitation and the offering would be to consider doing whatever like internal work, because that's going to help to harmonize the relationship and strengthen the relationship even deeper. But there's this overarching thing of like, things are so hard or need to be harder, or relationships are work, and it's being taken to this extreme idea of like it's creating unnecessary stress because of the beliefs, because our beliefs create a reality. Beliefs create thoughts, which then create emotions, which then create like actions and words, and then they manifest more physically into our outward experience. So it feels like that line of thinking is really impacting, what's going on. Okay, so that's what I feel. That's what I feel going on there. You're so welcome, Erica. I hope that makes sense. And it might seem vague to you, but I'm sure it resonates for who it needs to. And if it's probably not for you, Jem. I would say this thing is probably not for you, and I would invite you to honor your own guidance, if it's not for you. Hold on, who's that? All right, so Ashley, I don't know if you commented, Ashley, to let me know. Erica said yes. I'm glad that it did resonate. Raven said, Jim, move along. Yeah, just like, I think if it's not for you, it's not for you. It's funny how some people do feel like it's our own, it's the shadow really that's coming up, honestly. Ashley, my dear, are you still here? You paid for a reading, and I do not see if you commented on what kind of reading. Oh, you said, oh, let's do a love reading this time, please. I'm a little lost right now. It's like, okay, love reading. Okay, yeah, you did. I seen it. I just needed to scroll back a little bit fucking further. Okay, let me fix this right. Bam. Okay, cool. And if anybody else does feel inspired to skip the line, the minimum donation is $20. All of those links can be found in my profile. Otherwise, I just kind of do my thing and I swim along. Okay. So, okay, Ashley. Okay, all right. Ashley, you said love. Okay, love. Love. All right. First thing I come in. The first thing. Sorry, I can't speak. The first thing that I feel coming in very, very strongly for you, Ashley, is self-love. And a lot of people that I read do get this. I feel it coming in very strongly. And I do feel it coming in very strongly for you as well. It's like this whole, again, how I kind of view it or explain it is that like this is a time in your life, a cycle in your life where it's like it's very important to practice, to integrate, to embody self-love, because going forward it's going to, there may be some like other distortions that might come in, or illusions and things that might come in. So like the self-love feels like it's really important because it's going to highlight the places within you that maybe don't feel loved, maybe need that extra love, patience, awareness, or maybe even bring up or illuminate the my nose, illuminate the wounded parts within you that need to be healed and dealt with, reconciled, because it feels like when I tune in over here, it feels like there are some, the word that I actually hear is illusions around love that actually create or call in a type of person that you're actually projecting certain wounded, you're projecting certain wounds onto them. So when we do that, we're not actually seeing the person as they are. We're projecting our own fantasy of them on to the person. And then we're like, oh, like later down the line, we're like, oh, well, I thought you were this person. You changed. And it's like, no, I've always been this person. So I don't know if that's something that actually has happened before, but that's how I'm feeling called to describe it, just to kind of give it some context. Okay. So it does feel like self-love, 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 because it's time to like really give that to yourself. Embodiment is like the big thing, integrating and embodying self-love, because we can have it as a concept and be like, oh yeah, I love myself, blah, 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 blah. And we can stay up here and practice all the affirmations and the mantras, but it doesn't do us any good. That shit doesn't do us any good if we're not embodying it. We're not actually practicing self-love. So again, when I get this type of, reading around self-love coming in, the other part of this is being your own best partner. You know, being the partner that you would, being the best partner for yourself that you would want maybe someone else to be. So doing something extra nice for yourself, buying flowers for yourself if you like flowers, buying, like, it doesn't even have to be buying yourself anything. It could be doing, you know, extra special things for yourself, giving yourself a luxurious bubble bath, or whatever it is that you want, do that for yourself. Because in this process, you're going to become very clear of like, oh, this is how I can treat myself like a queen, like the fucking goddess that I am. And someone else that's going to treat me less than that, that's your filter. That gets to be your filter of like, oh, this person is showing up like this. And, you know, then you know, if you have conversations of, hey, like, I need this, these are my needs in a relationship, beyond conversations. And there's also this other piece of like who a person is or how they're going to show up in a relationship is, you can base it off of their consistency, how they continue to show up over, you know, over an amount of time. Like, and so if they keep showing up like that and you're like, oh, this doesn't vibe with what I know I deserve, what I value, what I need from a relationship, then that can be your filter. It can be like, nope, I'm good. I don't need, this person is not for me. And it can become very, very clear. So about self-love, this is your time in your life that you're being like really invited to seize the opportunity to really embody that type of love, because it's going to help you discern better, or, more clear for yourself, your values, your needs, and how to meet them, and how another person can meet them, whether, it's sexually or whatever in the future. Okay. So it feels like emphasis all here on self-love. Okay. Is that, let me kind of like tune in and see if there's anything like else, like super practical that, the other thing that I'm being taken back to is that wound around projecting your fantasy of like what you want someone to be and what they actually are, or who they actually are in that. So it does feel like in this whole cycle, the invitation, I would invite you, excuse me, I would invite you to set an intention. This is how I work with it. So, do whatever feels best for you, but you could set the intention of like being open, and receptive, and like asking your guides, or your highest guides, your highest self, or, your spiritual court, your team, to bring into the awareness, bring into your conscious awareness, what's going on around here, this like needing to project, because it does feel like it's connected to being a child and projecting, this vision or this fantasy around a person, like who you want them to be rather than who they actually are, because that feels like it's the crux, that needs to be kind of worked out. That is like, that's the holy invitation. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing that I'm being brought to. So I would say, the practical advice there is to like, when you're ready and willing to go into that, because please know that all healing work is not sunshine and rainbows and bunnies and shit. It can get really ugly and really, because that stuff, if we've experienced some kind of trauma or wounding, that can bring up a sore spot, a soft spot that it's like, oh, we start poking around, and then you definitely want to be ready and willing to go there. Okay. And to go into that space, because it can bring up some old things that maybe you didn't want to remember. So you definitely want to be ready and willing. And I'll also at the same time trust that you will. Okay. You'll know, like, oh yeah, I'm ready. Like if you're ready now, then you already know, like, yeah, I can do that. Because you're always stronger than you think you are. Okay. That's the other part of that. But it feels like, please, throughout this whole cycle, highlighting that and sussing that out, reconciling those energies, and getting really clear of where that wound and that trauma came from, so that you can clear your filter. And with that clearing of that energy, you can actually attract, when you do attract a person, in a future now moment, then it's going to be someone that is more in alignment. And if it's not, you can filter that shit out quick. Okay. That's what I feel. All right. Yeah, yes, but seeing that now, that person now for sure have been a bit for a while now, but a lot now. So you're already, she says, I'm starting to get to that point. I think I'm so struggling. Yeah, this is happening currently. It's been 5 years, and let me tell you, it isn't what it was 3 years ago, even 4 years ago. Yeah, I'm just done, I think, working on me a lot lately. Yeah, because I feel like that's gonna actually, when we get clear in ourselves and our own values and our own needs, then we can see clearly who does resonate with that and still is in alignment with that, and who isn't. And it doesn't have to be like a fight or anything, or resistance around letting it go. I mean, it can be, things happen, whatever. But it doesn't have to be a big fight or a big long drawn out thing that causes more pain. But that's me. So take it how it resonates and have your own experience. Okay. But I'm glad that it sounds like it resonated quite a bit. All right. Okay. I don't think, hold on, let me check this. Okay. Just wanted to make sure that there was she says, yeah, I don't fight at the point. I just don't care anymore. LOL. I just need to get to where I can stand. Yeah, I get that. On my own with my babies. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, and that takes building a foundation, and sometimes that foundation takes a minute to build. It's a whole process. So definitely be gentle with yourself, and it's a whole process. Let yourself go in your own rhythm and your own timing, and it'll all work out. But remember that we're in 3D and things take time and space to kind of build upon that thing and build momentum and the things. But you got this. You got this. Financial dependency, ladies, don't do it. Yeah. I feel you. That's a big thing that a lot of people, yeah. I get it, yeah. Because I feel like you definitely want to be, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go to the other extreme of like completely independent, not needing any help, because then that can move you into the other extreme. But I definitely get like, wanting to feel like you're more financially supported on your own. Yep. Okay. So let's do, how long? Let's see, 326. Okay. All right. So thank you. Charlotte, you're up. I'm feeling it. Let's do it. Charlotte says, I would love to receive a mediumship reading whenever you feel like it. Okay, so I will just bring in and contact, or not, it's not really a contact. I will fill into whoever wants to. I'm actually filling this side. So you don't have to say the things. Feel free to confirm as we go along. And I might ask you to confirm certain things at certain times. So yeah. So who am I doing again? Charlotte. Okay, Charlotte. Okay, I got your energy. All right. Yeah, I definitely feel, wow. Okay, left side, very, very strong woman. Very, very strong feminine energy. Like, very, what are the words? One of the words I hear is vivacious. Very, I would say very strong, very outgoing, very, the presence of this woman it gives me chills. Let me just say that. Okay. This, she's coming forth. As far as, it's funny because I was going into just kind of being receptive to see if I have any, sometimes images come in, but it's more like the presence, the feeling that you would feel around this woman. She made you feel good. She feels like very joyful. Also, you don't want to cross her. Does this make sense? Does this make sense to you? It does. Okay. This person is the one that's coming through. Okay. And again, It does have like a motherly vibe. So I don't know if it's mother, but it also feels like it could be like grandmother. It, not, I'm really kind of unclear on that, but there's a motherly vibe there. Um, hold on, there was something else that was coming through before I started saying that. Oh, okay. But in any case, this woman is coming through as the matriarch, as like, let me gather the words. This woman is coming through as a matriarch for the family, for the lineage, as well as, oh, this is very interesting. Coming through. She comes through as the one. The one you don't want to mess with. Also, the one. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. But she is coming through as a matriarchal figure and a figurehead or a matriarchal figurehead for the lineage. And this is, it actually feels like also for feminine empowerment. Okay. The rising of that divine feminine, because that's the kind of the phase or the cycle that we're in now as a collective human consciousness, is like we're starting to see the rise of the divine feminine, not the wounded feminine that's like, oh, fuck men, this and that, you know, whatever. Like the divine feminine, in her power, in her fucking glory, in her, you know, if you cross her, she's graceful. And she does give grace. However, if you cross her and that is something that she needs to speak on, she's going to speak on it. Okay? That is the energy that's coming through. At the same time, it feels also like that is the essence that she wants to bring through to you and the women and even the men in your family to empower that divine feminine, because it feels like that feminine energy has been suppressed. Okay. That's kind of what I get from that, is like she's coming through as, again, that figurehead, that matriarch, that is on that side working with feminine empowerment within the bloodline. Okay. I mean, whew. Like I have chills and I'm sweating at the same time. I would say she's a force to be reckoned with. She is the one that's coming through, and she is, hold on. Okay. So you're going through that. I would say there's a special connection from her to you that energetically feels like passing this down and passing this feeling of empowerment, feminine empowerment, divine feminine, like in her power, you know, graceful. I don't need to hold on to all of the heavy shit, the old shit, history. I'm here in my power, and I'm a creator, and I fucking know it. I'm in my power. Okay. So it feels like what I found for some of the mediumship readings that I do give is that part of it wants to happen, or part of what wants to happen and come through is this like healing, because I work a lot with ancestral healing and my own ancestors. So what can come through a lot of times is this energy of ancestral healing that wants to happen, that's being facilitated. And I feel it being facilitated right now is why I'm getting so like hot and I got chills and I got all the things going on. So all that being said, it feels like that is like the main acknowledgement here. You know who this person is. She's here to working with you on in spirit to support you in empowering yourself and carrying along this female feminine empowerment in your life and being an example, being an embodiment of that for not just your lineage, but the fucking world. People you come in contact with, people you don't even know or that you will never meet. That it's for all of humanity, for all of the collective consciousness. Okay, that's the main message. I don't even feel like anything else is important, honestly. But what's also being facilitated here is like energy stuff and energy that's coming through. So my invitation to you is, if that's something that you're receptive for, to like just intend that you're open to that and receiving that through that conduit, through this strong woman that's coming through. Because she's facilitating that in spirit. Okay. Is there anything else? Nope, that's it. That's all I came here for. And that is the message. If you don't hear anything else in your life, hear this type of like, that's the vibe that I get. If you don't hear anything else, you don't pay attention to anything else or what anybody else says, please pay attention to this. This is important. This is important. And I get chills as I'm saying that. Okay. She's saying thank you. Thank you for receiving. Thank you for receiving the message today. Thank you for following your guidance to being on here. I don't know if you weren't going to be on here or something happened or what, but it's like, thank you for being here. And thank you for receiving. Thank you for being persistent. And there's also an acknowledgement there of already being in that energy. It's just more of a fuller, greater, deeper embodiment of that. Okay. All right. That's what I feel. She says, yeah, I got some guidance. Okay. As long as that makes sense to you, Charlotte, that's all that matters. Okay. That's all that matters. That was hot. That was my great grandmother. Okay. That's why I was feeling like a mother energy, but it felt one step up, like removed. Okay. Yeah. Oh, actually, even more than that, because we have mother or grandmother and then great grandmother. I'm not good with family family structure stuff. So thank you for confirming that, because that actually helps me when I'm discerning energy. That actually helps me to know where to place certain energy. So thank you for that. All right. So thank you for being here, Charlotte. So, but she's a bit stubborn. She knows what she wants. Yeah, it's part of being a strong woman. It's like, I know what I want, and it's okay to be stubborn about that. It's okay. You're so welcome, Charlotte. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. All right. So for those of you who may not know, my name is Angelica from Infinite Love Healings. I do readings, mediumship. I'm a channel. I do light language, like soul language. I'm a healer, energy worker, shadow worker. I really help and support people in remembrance and embodiment of their own power, of their own like alignment to their greatest potential. So, I'm a catalyst for all of that. And so like the work or the readings that I do are always in support of that. Okay, so if you don't know me, that's who I am. And also know that there is someone out there pretending and impersonating to be me. Charlatans. Charlatans. Hi, Katie. Thank you for being back, or thank you for coming back, because I wanted to get into your reading as well. But there is somebody out there impersonating me and directly messaging people for readings. So if you do see that happening, please know that that is not me. Please report this account, and please know that I will never ever directly message you for a reading. All of my clients come to me organically because they're guided to do so. I don't need to go door to door to solicit to anybody. Okay. Katie. Charlotte says, I feel so much lighter now. Thank you so much. Thank you, my dear. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate that. Okay. Katie, you were the one that was saying that you're being woken up with yelling, right? Yeah, thank you, Jody. Yeah, please report it. Help me get this. Please help me get that. There's several. If you look like up Angel Firestar Child, there's several accounts that come up, and some of them have blocked me. I think it's very ingenious that they have done so, but I can't report those accounts because they've blocked me. So please and thank you for helping me out with that. I also created a video yesterday. That I pinned so that you can actually see what's going on. You can see a sample of the message, what's going on. So that's there as well. Yes, Cassie says, if I pay for a reading, can I get on the list? Absolutely. The minimum donation is $20. The list is, I don't really have a list. You know, the free readings, I kind of just intuitively go where I'm led to go. Okay. But if you do want to skip the line, so to speak, the minimum donation is $20. All of those things can be found in the link in my bio. And if you do donate for a reading, please let me know in the comments that you've done so that I can honor that right away. Okay. Trinity says, I wake up every morning around the time of death of a family member. That actually feels like I think there's some other deeper things there, but it does feel like you're tapping into the things. And also it's like a, hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm here. Are you going to listen to me? Hey, I'm here. Katie, hold on. I was looking for Katie. Okay. Katie, you said, okay. All right. And Katie messaged me back. Thank you for that. So I'm gonna tap in or like connect to you, Katie, and kind of see what's going on. So the first thing I get when I'm tapping into or like connecting to your energy, are you really sensitive to sound? Because it feels like your clairaudience just got turned way the fuck up. It feels like it got turned up, or it's always been there, and there's been like an intensification, and maybe even especially because of the eclipses and the eclipse gateway, because we have the solar eclipse, and now we have a lunar eclipse on Friday, and it feels like there's this like, ooh, open. Katie says yes. So that feels like, thank you, Diana. Thank you for letting me know, because I haven't got the thing yet. All right. I haven't got the whatchamacallit yet. All right. But I'll look for it. But I'm going to write you down on my list now, Diana. Thank you for that. Okay. And Cassie said she sent Cash App. Oh. I fucking wrote Cash App. I meant to write Cassie. Pay attention. All right, hold on. Let me 1 second. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, I haven't gotten the notification yet, but let me go with finish Katie yet. Katie first. So Katie and Katie says, I jump easily. Yeah, it feels like the way that I hear it in my head when I tune into your energy is almost like I'm hearing clairaudiently the way that you would hear me right now. And it's like, oh, shit, what the fuck was that? It feels like your abilities have been like, um, for lack of a better term, or I'm not sure how to, not quite sure how to like put it in other terms, is like it feels like it kind of just burst open because it feels like it's time, the timing of it. So it might have to, it feels like something to learn, because it feels like it's time to learn how to navigate your abilities, because it's going to be very essential to learn how to navigate this ability. Okay. Um, Even saying abilities is kind of weird for me, but take it, take it like I do genuinely mean that. But like sometimes we can put gifts and abilities like on a pedestal, like nobody, like not everybody has them. We all have them. It's actually a very natural thing that we all have. We just all have different varying degrees of different abilities. It's kind of like, we all have strengths and weaknesses. Some people are very musically inclined naturally. Some people are very clairaudient naturally, which means clear hearing. You're hearing things. So let me see if I can tune into like the voice, or like what you're actually hearing. You So you actually might be tuning into, I'm not sure if there's like someone died in your house, or if there was something that happened around the vicinity of the house, because it feels like you also might be doing the clairaudience / medium thing, and you're hearing people that have passed on. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Not quite sure if that's super accurate, but there's something along those lines that feels like it's somewhere in that range, because I don't feel any other reason. I don't sense any other reason why you would be waking up to screaming. Okay. Was that, she says it makes sense 100%. Okay. Oh, somebody subscribed. Thank you for subscribing. I really want to do, if more people subscribe, to my thing up there. I don't know where it's at on your screen, but if more people subscribe, I'd like to do like lives only for the subscribers. So that'd be dope. Anyway, back to Katie. Focus. Yeah, it feels like you're actually tuning into, now, it is always and absolutely 100% your fucking choice as to how to handle this. But it feels like that is a spirit that hasn't quite moved on, and it feels like they might be stuck or earthbound. It feels kind of like, yeah, I'm getting chills. Yeah, it feels like that could be like an earthbound spirit, and you're being woken up by them reliving this loop. They're stuck in a loop. Okay. And I know there might be fear around that, but like I feel like whenever there's fear, it's because we're not fully understanding the breadth or the depth of a situation. This person feels like they were either killed or murdered, or they died there and somehow they got stuck. They weren't able to move on for whatever reason. They got trapped, and now they're fucking living an eternal fucking loop, and someone needs to set them free. So it's definitely up to you. Like, because if you're not trained or you don't know what to do, I wouldn't really go into the thing of like, oh, I'm going to do the thing. You know, we don't need to rescue or save anybody. But if you do want to like use your intuition, if you train more or study or like open this more, and you are intuitively guided of how to set this person free or to help this person pass through, you might even be able to do that just simply through intentions. Because it feels like something around the eclipse gateway that's open right now can actually help this spirit pass with a greater ease. Okay. So there's some intentions there of like, you could just set like, whether it's God or your guides or your highest self, whatever feels best to kind of set the intention to or pray to or whatever, just setting the intention that this spirit be supported in passing and moving through to its next life, through to the next phase of their journey, and that they be released from the earth, because it feels like they're a bit earthbound and they're stuck. Okay, that's why you're hearing this. It feels like a lady, honestly. It feels like a lady. She keeps screaming, like almost like, help me, help me, help me. I keep getting it gives me goosebumps, but it does feel like that's what's happening, and that's why your gifts have come on in order to help be of service to like, oh, hey, there's the spirit here. So if that's something that you feel guided to do, the invitation is there. If you still feel like there's a lot of fear around this, I would not advise it, because if we're moving or operating in fear, there's a lot of shit that can happen. Okay. And that's not to right, nose is itchy. That's not to create more fear or be like, oh, you can't do it. It's not to create that. It's just to create an awareness. And that's just because I've had to process through a lot of fucking fear, because I was really scared of this shit as a kid, because I was feeling all of these things and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I didn't have any guidance. I didn't have someone to show me how to do the things. So I had to figure it out all on my own and do all the things and invest in learning on my own. Okay. So if that's something that feels like, oh, I can set the intentions and intuitively you feel guided, like, yes, cool, do it. The invitation is there. If not, there's going to be other opportunities to help this spirit. Okay. You can also be like, hey, this is my space, at nighttime before you go to bed, like, this is my space. And you can ask your guides, your highest self, to be like, hey, please surround my space with, just a layer of, I don't typically like the word protection because it implies energetically that we're being attacked. But like a layer of protection, so that I'm not being woken up. Okay. And that as I learn, etc., then I will help this spirit. If that's something that you feel called to do or not, someone eventually will help this spirit. Someone or something will eventually come along and help this spirit, if that's not something that you feel guided to do. So please do not feel in any way that you are responsible just because it's in your space. There are definitely other ways to keep energy out or to keep your space a little bit clearer. Do not use sage. Sage actually calls in spirits. Palo Santo actually works better for clearing. But it's not about pushing the spirit out. It's more about kind of understanding that there's an energetic being tied to the ground and being tied to the earth type of thing that's going on. It's a part of a bigger system that's in place. Okay. But someone will come along eventually to free that spirit if you do not feel called to do it. Okay. All right. I definitely do want to help if they're stuck. I'll be careful. Positive light. Yeah. The house was built in the 50s. That probably fucking make a lot of sense. Yeah, because there's somebody that got stuck from, I mean, I don't know what era, but she's stuck there. And she's been stuck for a while. Okay. So definitely, you know, tune into your own tune into your own guidance and see. I think it's haunted for sure. Oh, and you said he's a bit scary. So maybe there's a couple of them. Interesting. Maybe there's more than one, but there's definitely some activity going on there. Okay. So thank you for being here. That's crazy. It's some crazy shit. Yeah. Katie says, thank you so much. You are amazing. I'm not scared as much. Okay. Yeah. Definitely don't be scared. You know, I feel like things like this, it's my belief that things like this, these experiences that we have are actually opportunities for us to empower ourselves, to remember our own power and to be empowered in these experiences, and also an invitation to understand on a deeper level what's going on. It's all energy. It's really just all energy. But there's, you know, there's a lot of things that have been trapped here on the earth for very long, like generations, like eons, that have been trapped here. That during this time of awakening and ascension are being released. They can't hurt you. No. It doesn't feel like there's any physical manifestations or anything like that. But it's almost like that. Remember that you being in your power is more powerful than any other thing or experience or whatever might be trying to come in and or scare you or manipulate you. You being in your power, that is, nothing can hurt you there. You're more powerful than all of that shit. It's what I found, it's really just a process of uncovering that truth or remembering that truth of like, I'm fucking powerful. Like, I don't, you know, just understanding on a different level, on a deeper level, like, hey, there's some other shit going on here. And don't give your power away. Don't give your power away. Okay. All right. Diana, my dear, hold on. Let's see if these, I'm still not seeing, I'm still not seeing the confirmations that came through. Hold on. I don't see that. All right. So I did see that 2 people, I guess, awesome. You said you paid, right? You're welcome, Katie. Diana, you said you paid, right? And then Cassie, you said you paid as well. I just wanted to confirm with you that it was both of it. Yeah, I'm sure that it did, but sometimes when I'm on live, it doesn't come through right away. Okay, so that's fine if it did. Cool. I don't mind. I trust you. It's just not saying on my end that it did the things. And it's also Mercury retrograde, so sometimes things take a little bit. Okay. All right. I would send you a pic if I could. That is okay. You said you paid through PayPal, right? 1 second. Ooh, I'm gonna fuck up my whole shit here. 1 second. Let me get some Waddy. Yeah, okay, PayPal. I'm trying to see if I can check on my computer really quick. But it's not showing. I guess really what I want to know is, you know, sending the minimum donation of 20. And sorry, I'm on my computer. I'm on my computer. I just want to know that the, you know, because the minimum donation is 20, and that's really all that I care. You're good. Okay, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right, cool. You said 20. And then I don't know if Cassie is still here, but Cassie said that she paid as well. But if I trust you, I trust you. I don't see people being like, ooh, I'm gonna do the things. But now that the fucking thing on, one moment. Oh, there we go. Oh, what is that? What? So weird. Okay. And Cassie's here. And then she sent Cash App, that's right. And neither one of them are showing up on me. That's all my, well, like, what's going on here? 7. All right. 1, 2. Okay. 1 moment. Hold on. 1 moment. Okay. No, it are, okay, cool. I got you. I confirmed it. Yeah. I think it's just a Mercury retrograde thing, and it's doing all kinds of funky ass shit. All right. So Diana, I got you. It's confirmed. And so what did you say? What did you want, Cassie? Or not Cassie, Diana? You guys are probably my last readings, to be honest. You said, okay, so Diana says she feels stuck. Just, is it guidance? Guidance around, you know, what's going on? What you got? Or how can I be of service? I keep seeing the same thing. Same visions. Okay. So there's visions going on. Ooh, excuse me. Like tree people. Okay. So to be clear for me on my end, wait. Okay. All right. There's a, all right. No, there's just like all this information. I'm like, wait. 1 second. I need to be clear in my own mind first. So you keep seeing the same visions. And this isn't like I'm seeing my reality now. Like you're like seeing it internally in your mind's eye, right? Like those types of visions. Is that correct? And the other part of that is how does that connect to you feeling stuck? Or, oh, I actually think there's something already coming in. Okay, you said yes. As you answer that question, or if you feel called to answer that question, been seeing this vision for a while. Okay, so that's kind of why you feel stuck. All right, so let's kind of like connect in and see what's going on. Okay. So the first thing that I kind of get when I tune in to these images is I'm kind of like connecting to you through your third eye. Is that's where the visions are coming in. Your clairvoyance is turning on, whether it's something that you've always had. It feels like it's been there for probably your whole life, honestly. But like this vision is repeating for a reason. And we'll see if that reason unfolds as I talk. But I'm seeing like tree people. To me, it feels like elemental spirits. Okay, when I tune into this energy, it feels like elemental energy. Like, hey, come outside. It's like an inviting, it feels very inviting. It doesn't feel like malevolent or anything like that. It feels very benevolent and inviting and very interesting. This actually feels like elemental spirits that are acting. Wait. Are you actually, or the heck was that? That was weird. Weird. There's a weird sound over here. These are, they feel like tapping into them, it feels like there are spirits that are, it's like come outside more. So there's a level of like communing with nature because it feels like they're kind of, these spirits are part of, you could say like an ambassador or like figureheads that are here to help or support the deeper connection with elemental spirits. When you're outside, do you feel like very, very, like, very, very connected? I know like a lot of people go outside and they feel connected to nature. This feels like another level of like feeling super in tune and connected to nature and feeling like, oh, that rock over there has it's got a fairy sitting on it, or like feeling like you're more in tune with maybe nature spirits, nature, like elemental spirits. Okay. Feel connected and being watched. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say, because it feels like, yeah. And no, I do not use a pendulum. I do have one, but I do not use it. Yeah, it does feel like, oh, you're being watched. It does feel like when you're outside, you're actually so connected to that elemental realm. You can sense them. Yeah, I'm getting, okay, there it is. There's the chills. You can sense them. Perhaps you're more sensitive to those elemental spirits than most people are. So you're like, fuck, I feel like I'm being watched, because you can actually sense them and feel them. You're more sensitive to that realm than probably most people are. Okay, so really the tree people feel like they're saying, hey, come outside more, hey, connect with us more, because there feels like there's an invitation to connect with this realm more. Okay, now again, I always take it back to choice. So this is your choice. This is up for you to choose. It's your will, your choice. So please honor that above and beyond anything else. If something feels funky, don't do it. If you, whatever, and you're like, oh, I don't want to, it's like, don't. If it feels inviting and benevolent of like, yeah, this is something I genuinely feel guided to connect with, then it feels like this is the invitation there. And these tree people that you keep saying are, they feel like the bridge, essentially, the bridge to support a deeper connection to tuning into and communing with these nature spirits, because it feels like there's other deeper work, you could say, within nature to that you could do, because there's people that do grid work and they work with the grid lines of earth, and they do healing in those. Or there's other people that might um release spirits, trap spirits from the earth, kind of going back to our last reading, right? So it feels like you might be called into this work. If that's something, again, it's your choice. You hear that? It's your choice. So beep, beep. So I would say that's an emphasis on it is your choice, just because the hand is there does not mean that you have to take the, or just because the invitation is there does not mean that you have to take the invitation. Because if it feels like not right to you right now, listen to your internal guidance above all else. But it feels like these spirits are simply just wanting to establish a deeper connection with someone that they understand inherently, like, oh, this person can see us, she senses us, she knows where. Yeah. I keep getting chills when I say that. Like, we know that they know that you know. Because and there's also a lot of joy from that realm around it, because there's very, very high benevolent energies that want to connect with you and commune with you and build those mutually beneficial relationships, because it kind of feels like that's something that could be parlayed into, as you learn more about them, you can help others, other humans learn, understand that type of realm even deeper, if that's something that you choose and are willing to do. Okay. So it just feels like those tree people that you keep seeing in your third eye, they're the spirits that are around, that are giving you the invitation. Okay. There's a lot of joy around this. I don't feel like anything's like shady. It feels like everything is copacetic. Everything's very benevolent and on the up and up. Again, use your own intuition, use your own discernment, and please be empowered in that above all else. And yeah, that's what I feel for you. She says, oh boy, chills. I'm willing to do so. Yeah. Yeah. That's what's coming through. That's why you keep seeing these tree people. They're literally spirits that are around you. Yeah, I'm definitely curious as to how that goes. So if you ever do choose to like start bridging and connecting deeper, then please feel free to reach out to me and let me know how that goes. I will open the medicine wheel and connect with them. See, you already got it. You already know what to do. See, I knew it. That's probably why I wasn't like guided to give you practical advice of what to do. See, you already know. All right. All right, Cassie, you are my last person here. Are you still here? Bum, bum, bum. I'm still not seeing. So interesting how it's still not showing me, but I trust you. Cassie's here. Okay. It's funny. Thank you. You're welcome. Cassie, what was it that you wanted? Please remind me. And so if you are here and you were still wanting a reading, I invite you to come back, tomorrow, or let's see, tomorrow's Thursday and Friday for more free readings. Cassie will be my last one. Yeah, I'm here every week, Tuesday through Friday, doing free readings, right? And if you do feel called to go deeper into an in-depth reading or healing session with me, you can find those through the links in my bio through my website, and you can book there. Okay? Thank you for following. Thank you for liking the live and sharing it out. I really appreciate it. So Cassie says, I used to be more on a spiritual journey, but things have gone downhill. And on a break with my boyfriend. and I'm losing, and I'm lost and losing myself and spiraling. Okay. All right. I feel like we can go there from there. Thank you for sharing that. So I'm going to connect to your energy. Okay. The main thing that I feel coming from this whole situation, big main thing is that wait, there's a lot. Nothing's ever wasted. So there's like an emphasis around, you might feel like you wasted your time and you did the thing and like, fuck, now I'm lost. Nothing is ever wasted. Everything serves. Okay? Because if you look at it this way, this is kind of how it's being given to me, is that this whole thing, this whole experience that you've had has been a process of awareness of like how important it is to really be connected to you. And because it feels like you lost yourself in the relationship. And when we're not really connected to ourselves, maybe we kind of lose a little bit of, our autonomy. We start kind of enmeshing in the other person. Or entangling in the other person, and we become so dependent upon the relationship itself. We begin to lose sight of our own values, of our own independence, of our own autonomy. And that's not to say those things can't coexist, because they absolutely can. It's that this whole experience, how it's being given to me or shown to me, is that it's it's brought to you this greater realization of how important it is to really stay connected to yourself, your own energy, your own values, your own needs, and meeting those needs for yourself, not depending on anybody else to, not depending solely on someone else to make you happy and to ensure that you are happy, because that is your job, that is your responsibility, and that other person's happiness is their responsibility. That's not to say that we can't do things that make each other happy. That just means that there needs to be a balance and greater awareness around the balance of those things. Okay? So this is kind of how it's being shown to me, this is kind of how I sense it. And in all of that awareness, you've been given one of the fucking greatest gifts of awareness of how important it is to really stay connected to your own values, your own needs. And that might take, now that you have this time, this space, and are taking a break, now again, with your own choice and your own will to do so, you are being afforded the opportunity to really tune into your own needs and wants, and kind of really get yourself situated and reoriented in your own energy, and figure out what is you, what was your boyfriend, and maybe what was the relationship, or maybe where there were cords or enmeshment where you felt like, oh, I was abandoning myself here. I really didn't stand strong in my own voice, or I kind of abandoned my own needs here, etc. So this, to me, the way I see it as like this really huge, beautiful opportunity to get back in touch with yourself. Because the reason why you're spiraling was because it's kind of like self-abandonment. Okay, that's kind of what it feels like. You abandon a lot of your own needs, your own stuff, and your own need to like maybe be independent, or your own need to whatever. And in that process, you didn't, maybe because you had someone else there, you didn't you couldn't quite maybe perceive at the time how you were abandoning yourself in the process. And now the spiraling is a result of the self-abandonment. Okay. So this is a grand opportunity that you're being given to reconnect to yourself and really, really go deep into, again, that self-love that we were talking about earlier with someone else's reading, and being very clear about any patterns that you might have inherited or been given, or other people were like, in your childhood, they exhibited these same patterns where you were taught essentially to abandon yourself, okay, and your own needs. And, you know, out of survival or out of like the need to feel love and connected. But in that whole need for survival and connection, you're actually abandoning yourself and saying, so there's some, does feel like there's some deep healing on its way to you if that's something that you're open to. I always say with healing, with any type of healing work, you definitely want to be open. You want to be ready. You want to be willing. Because not all healing is sunshine and rainbows and bunnies and things, because it can get really, really painful because of those, because we need to see that shit in order to like course correct and give forgiveness or compassion or whatever presence, whatever awareness needs to come in. All of the, it's, you know, medicine doesn't always taste good, right? So whatever medicine needs to come in around those wounds. And so that going forward, you're very connected to yourself, your own heart, your own needs. Like I see needs being very, very big. What are your needs? Where do you keep abandoning your needs, and why? What were you taught? What were you told? What do you believe to be true that you feel like you have to abandon your needs because someone else is there, or because you need to feel loved, or because you need to feel connected? Okay, so it feels like some really deep healing is on its way. Again, you have to choose that, because that takes commitment to keep going. Other than that, the big takeaway here is like reconnecting to yourself, because that's going to be the most important key factor that you will have moving forward, especially in the times that we're in, as they get more chaotic and people become very, you know, disconnected. It's important that we connect to ourselves, connect to our own source, and find the peace within. Because shit, you think shit looks crazy now. We haven't seen the half of it. And that's not to make like predictions, but like it tends to get darkest before the dawn. Okay. And that's the bigger cycle that we're in as a humanity's consciousness, as we're getting all of our shadows and shit out on the table, and it's coming out individually and collectively. So we're dealing with, we're organizing, finding coherence, finding harmony amongst and amidst the chaos. Okay, so that's kind of how I read this whole energy. So it's actually, I know that it feels like you're lost and you're spiraling. This is actually one of the fucking greatest gifts. You're going to be so fucking, like, if you commit to this and you go into this, I can feel that in like a future now moment, you'll be like, I'm so fucking glad that I committed to myself, and I'm connected to myself in the way that I am now, because holy shit. But that's the big takeaway. And I feel like that's it. That's the big takeaway there. And then there's some healing that needs to be done within. I would say it feels like maybe your feminine energy, because I feel it more on my left side And to me, that's indicative of feminine energy, like where your feminine energy might feel wounded or might feel like, I gotta abandon myself because I don't want to be alone. I don't want to feel like, I want to feel connected. I want to feel like I'm with someone. I want to feel supported. And now it's time to take back your power and embody that power because it is there. Sometimes we gotta dive deep into our own shadows, into our own underworlds in order to excavate it, in order to find it and divest ourselves of all of the shadow and the bullshit and all of the other wounds that may have been experienced, in like younger childhood or even like teenagehood, etc., etc. Okay, that's what I feel for you. That's what I feel for you. She said, yep, I'm not good at being alone. Yeah, I feel like a lot of us have that same thing. That's why we're like, we tend to stay in relationships that we're not exactly happy in, but we don't want to be alone. So even though it's painful to be in something we don't necessarily want to be in, the painful known sometimes, most times, wins out over the unknown of like, wow, I don't know what the fuck, I don't know what that's going to cause. She also says, I want healing, yes. Try not to let my depression win because I've been struggling with it bad. Yeah, with bad thoughts. Yeah, I've definitely been there. Okay. I've definitely been there. I ran from my own shit for just about 2 decades. And it finally hit me in the fucking face when I, had my spiritual awakening. I was like, oh, shit, I gotta heal. I gotta heal all this shit or I'm going to kill myself. And I know how that sounds, but it is literally the truth of where I was at that moment. And so 5 years in, actually more than 5 years in, I heal the things that come up, but 5 years of very intensive healing because I experienced the fucking gamut of trauma. But also, like, I was also very suicidal. Even in amidst some of those really dark nights of the soul that we hear about, going in and really excavating some really deep, dark shit, that can be part of it. And so that's why it's part of why I do say, if you're going to heal and you're going to embark on that journey, you want to really stay committed. But also, also allow yourself, if you need a little back off a little bit, because I feel like that's part of the process too. But you do want to stay committed to it because sometimes once we start excavating shit, that can be entangled, and woven into all of these other aspects of our life that we then have to unravel and fucking find clarity and find ourselves, find our navigational system within all of the mess and the tangled shit. So I've definitely been there, and I've definitely been there, but it's not impossible, especially if you're struggling with depression and bad thoughts, because I would always, after a breakup, I'd always land back into depression and go back into a cycle and a spiral out of control. So if I can do it, I know that anybody else can do it. Okay. Right. I've thought it's impossible to love myself, but yeah, it's definitely not. It's definitely not. It's just about reconnecting and remembering, if you weren't taught, or if that wasn't like your environment, if your environment was more dysfunctional and it wasn't very emotionally or mentally supportive growing up, then a lot of us learned, a lot of different dysfunctional patterns and behaviors. And so it feels like, well, how do I love myself? Because we weren't taught, because we didn't have a model. And so if you're one of those people that didn't have that model or that guidance, you're actually probably here to break the cycle and become that. So that actually means having to go through your own process of learning how to give that to yourself. And sometimes that feels really fucked up and unfair, but it's part of the bigger scheme, or the bigger thing, the bigger perspective of what's going on here, and excavating all of the shadows and course correcting and doing all of the things, healing all of the broken energy that's been here, all of the wounded energy that's been here for eons and generations and generations and generations. And we're in the brunt of it, I would say. So it takes a warrior to be here right now. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're all here to support you, Cassie. You can do it. You can do it. You can definitely do it. You can definitely do it. Okay, so I'm so glad. Obviously, that sounds like it does resonate. You're so welcome, Cassie. I'm so grateful to you for the exchange. Thank you so much for honoring me with the donation. I really appreciate that. And yeah, if I didn't get to you today, please, I invite you to come back tomorrow. I've been on for way longer. I've been on for about 2 hours and a half or so. So I'm gonna go do my thing, and if come back tomorrow and get the things, and join me for some more readings. And please be on the lookout for those imposter fake accounts that are pretending to be me and reaching out directly to people. Please know I will never message you for readings. Please report those accounts, because I'd like to have them taken off of TikTok. Other than that, have a beautiful day. Lots of love, infinite love, and blessings. Bye.